Oh, good morning, everybody. It is way too early in a day to even be functioning. Well, not really. It's 8 o'clock now, but when you're up at 4:30 and you fall asleep around midnight, it is way too early to be functioning. But anyway, besides the point. I'm going to be doing some canning today. And then after canning, I plan on sleeping. But I seen this recipe, paws by the water barbecue sauce, in the new all canning book. I do need my glasses. I apologize. I had them sitting there so I could put them on. But I'm going to be making this, and the reason why I'm making this is because I seen it needed 2 liters of ketchup, or 8 cups of ketchup. Well, I have exactly 2 liters of some homemade ketchup I made in 2014 that, well, you can see it's really runny. It never thickened up properly, and I've just been using it in recipes that call for ketchup. But I wanted to get it used up, so I seen this called for that much. I was like, perfect, that's what I'm using. So, don't mind background noises. My cat is having fun playing with the plastic surrounding the window. But this recipe does take, well, this recipe takes 2.5 cups of firmly packed light brown sugar, 3 tablespoons salt, kosher salt, I'm using canning salt, 3 tablespoons garlic powder, 3 tablespoons onion powder, 3 tablespoons dried mustard, 1 tablespoon black pepper, 2 teaspoons paprika, 2 teaspoons of ground red pepper, and half a teaspoon of chili powder. Now, I am going to be leaving out that ground red pepper, which is cayenne pepper. I'm going to leave that out. And I might add it, but I think I'm leaving it out. So you take those 9 ingredients, you stir them together, and then you add the ketchup and the remaining ingredients and blend until stirred. So then you add your 2 liters of ketchup, or 8 cups, 2 cups of water, 1.25 cups of apple cider vinegar, 3/4 of a cup apple cider. I actually don't have apple cider, so I'm going to use apple juice instead. 1/3 of a cup of honey, and I don't have honey right now, shockingly enough, so I still haven't bought any. I'm going to be using, I hope you guys can see this, agave nectar instead. 1/4 of a cup of Dijon mustard, 2.5 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, which I'm going to be using the homemade one I make, which I will leave a card for it somewhere. 2 tablespoons of bottled lemon juice, and 1 tablespoon of fermented hot sauce, which I will probably leave out. The reason I'm leaving those 2 things out is because I have kids, and my kids complain if stuff is way too, well, 2 of my kids complain if stuff is way too hot, so I just leave it, try and keep it as mild as I can. So you add all those together, bring to a boil, reduce heat to medium, and simmer uncovered for 20 minutes or until the sauce is slightly thickened. Stir occasionally. And then ladle into jars, 1/2 inch from the top, and water bath can for 15 minutes, adjust for your altitude, and let the jar stand for 5 minutes, remove, and let cool. This makes, though the recipe says it makes 6 pints, so we'll see. So let's get the spices put together. Alright, let's bring my book over. So we need 3 tablespoons of salt. Gosh darn, that is a lot of salt. But 1, 2, 3, and 1 tablespoon of ground pepper. So I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of pepper seeds, or peppercorns, sorry. Ugh. And I'm gonna add the chili powder to this. You need, wow, how much of this do you need? Half a teaspoon. And let's give that a pulse. Now, let's spin you over to the pot. So, put that in. Three tablespoons of onion powder. So we got 3 tablespoons of garlic, and this one fits in there nice. 3 tablespoons of ground mustard. So there's 1. 2 teaspoons of paprika. And 2.5 cups of brown sugar. So we got 1. Okay. Get that all mixed up. Now let's add the remaining ingredients. 2 liters of ketchup. Let's give that a stir. Okay, 2 cups water. Oop, I got a dog hair. Apple cider vinegar. 1/3 of a cup honey, but I'm using the agave nectar. 1/4 of a cup Dijon mustard. 2.5 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And I forgot the apple cider. 3/4 of a cup. Bring this up to a boil. Gonna want to give it a good mix. So we'll bring this up to a boil, reduce the heat, and simmer for 20 minutes. And I will bring you back once that 20 minutes is over. Okay, so I actually had to simmer mine longer than the 20 minutes because I was starting out with really thin ketchup. Like, I'm assuming they would want you to use store-bought or, you know, thicker ketchup. So I had to simmer mine quite a bit longer. And I also had to add some tomato powder to it to help thicken it a little bit. It's still fairly thin, but I think it will thicken up once it's, you know, processed and cooled down. And so I got my 6 jars here, and we go 1/2 inch from the top, ladling it in. Wipe the rim. This is hot. I did get a little bit on there. There we go. Lid. Ugh. So awkward for me. Everything in my kitchen is everywhere right now. Now just look at that color. Isn't that pretty? I hope you guys can see that. And yes, I know it's a square jar. It's an old jar. I don't even remember what company is this? Canadian Mason jar. Probably one of the ones I got from my grandmother. Into the counter she go. We'll do one more. Now it says we're supposed to get 6 jars. It looks like it may actually just do 6 jars, so we'll see at the end. And it smells amazing. And I left it right how I did it. I did not add any of the cayenne pepper or ground red, cayenne pepper, I call it cayenne. And I also didn't add any of the hot sauce either. I felt this was just perfect. It's sweet, and it has zip from the apple cider vinegar. I felt it was just fine right where it was. So, I will bring you guys back once I have, that tastes so good. I'll bring you guys back once I have everything out of the canner and tell you exactly how many jars we get, and we'll show you the end. And here we have it. 6 jars of paws by the water barbecue sauce. Now I hope I'm saying that right. That's what it looks like to me anyway. But let's see if I can. I'm pretty sure you guys can see that quite nicely. My jars, my lids are loose, but that's alright. Look how nice. Oh, bubbling. Pop, 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 pop. Now I will make sure to label this Paws barbecue sauce. And we'll see how it goes. Because there was this left over. And it's still fairly warm. But this will go on our pork chops for tonight, because there's only my husband and I tonight, so, or for the week anyway. So, this will go on our pork chops, and then we'll decide if it's really good, or, you know, any tweaks or anything that need to be made to it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now I'm off to do another canning video, canning green beans. Keep an eye out for the video, or no, they're yellow beans, I'm sorry. Canning yellow beans. My mistake. But I will see you guys soon. Bye.